Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Tom Johnson begins now.
Good evening. First tonight, new safeguarding positions will be installed in Tasmanian public schools as the government acts to protect children. More measures will be introduced to Parliament this week, but critics say moves should have been made sooner.
The new champions of culture change. A safeguarding lead will be installed at every school, with induction sessions being held over the next fortnight.
What the safeguarding lead will do is to champion and lead a change to culture across their own school and across the school community.
And I think it'll give it more an ethos of trust to be able to talk about these big issues. I think as a principal, it is our job to maintain and have a culture of safety and of trust.
The government will introduce 3 new child safety bills in Parliament this week. One creates a framework for any organisation dealing with children.
In some ways, education and our schools can become a lead in themselves and an example of what other organisations might do better in the future.
Also legislating that anyone under 18 cannot consent to sexual intercourse with authority figures, and creating a new crime of failing to protect a child or young person.
It's good to see the government finally implementing some of these recommendations, but we would question why it's taken so long.
The Commission of Inquiry heard allegations of state servants covering up child sexual abuse. The government has the power to start code of conduct investigations into them.
There's no need to wait for our recommendations in order to take action to protect children.
A government spokesperson declined to confirm if anyone was being investigated. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
A coronial inquest into the deaths of 4 police officers by suicide has begun in the Launceston Magistrates Court. The father of one of the officers, Paul Hunt, took the witness stand in the search for answers.
The first of many hearings into why 4 police officers died by suicide. Hobart officer Paul George Hunt the main focus. However, the inquiry will also look at the deaths of Senior Sergeant Paul Reynolds, Sergeant Robert Anthony Cook and Constable Simon Dark. The court heard the circumstances that led to his 2016 death. On the day of his death, he was informed he was under investigation by the Professional Standards Command and would be stood down over 2016 accusations, alleging he used his police badge and a false driver's licence number to buy codeine and pseudoephedrine at pharmacies to ease back pain. The court also heard Mr. Hunt was living with depression, which was diagnosed during a posting to King Island in 2014. His father today giving evidence reflecting on the life of his son. As a boy, he enjoyed mucking around in the bush and had good friends at school, also adding he was well respected when working on King Island. He told the court he only learnt of his son's condition when visiting him on King Island, disclosing he was receiving professional help and was anxious about delays and mixed messaging from Professional Standards. He claims the Professional Standards could have been handled better, adding his welfare officer and wife were not notified of the visit. The coronial inquest resumes tomorrow. Mark Zita, 7 Tasmania News.
And if this story has caused you distress, you can contact Lifeline on 13 11 14. Meanwhile, the role of gender in suicide and suicide ideation has been examined at a special hearing inside Parliament House, highlighting gender disparity, current prevention strategies in place and barriers to reducing the number of people taking their own lives. They say information sharing is crucial to finding those who are at risk.
There is a need to wrap around people and share information so that because you might not see it individually.
This process will guide possible inquiries in the future. A Jack Jumpers member has been banned for life after an object was thrown towards the New Zealand Breakers bench during last Friday's match at the Silverdome. Mark Zita joins us live from the arena. Now, Mark, the Jack Jumpers have come down hard on the fan.
Yes, that's right, Tom. The Jack Jumpers have announced that a person has been stripped of their membership due to the incidents. Late in the 4th quarter, there was an on-court altercation after a battle for the ball between Josh Majette and Breakers Barry Brown Jr. The tension had been brewing throughout the close match, but after the players were separated, a green and yellow hand clapper was then thrown towards the players.
Looks as though something's happened from within the crowd. Someone has thrown something.
Well, that's totally unacceptable if that's the case.
Well, there it is. There it is.
In a statement, the team says they will not tolerate any aggressive or sportsmanlike behaviour from fans at their games. Tom?
Yeah, strong response indeed. Thanks for that, Mark. Mark Zeta joining us there. The Greens will move a condolence motion in Parliament this week to Tasmanians who have lost their lives to COVID. The state has passed 200 deaths from the virus after 2 fatalities last week.
We think it's important to honour these lives because these are Tasmanians who were loved, had friends, family, and whose lives were cut short by COVID.
With a projected 4th wave on its way, there was only a 3% rise in cases last week. A contracting company in Mornington has been the target of a brazen burglary early Friday morning. CCTV footage capturing the intruder seen forcing the locks on a ute's toolbox just outside Blackout Contractors' workshop. The thief stealing around $7,000 worth of goods. A Paslode nail gun and several Milwaukee power tools taken in the incident. Police are asking anyone who witnessed suspicious activity in the area to contact them. And police have charged a 21-year-old Beaconsfield man with firearm and drug offences after a vehicle search in Launceston last night. Officers were called to the McDonald's on Howick Street following reports a person was sitting in a car in possession of a firearm. 4 people were taken into custody, 3 of them released without charge. The man will appear in Launceston's Magistrates Court next month. With summer just around the corner, a new report has poured cold water on the safety of Tasmanian children around our waterways. Drownings are on the rise as an annual program hopes to get more of our littlest swimmers into lessons.
Swimming lessons are non-negotiable for some parents. Mum Jill travels from over an hour away each week so 4.5-year-old Dylan can build his skills and enjoy life near the water.
We go camping every year, beautiful beaches in Tassie. I need them to be safe in the water and have fun.
But with spiralling living costs, regular swimming lessons are out of reach for many families. Swim Safer Week research found close to half of all children aren't currently enrolled in swimming lessons, with more than a quarter of parents saying they're too expensive.
The big centres like this centre here costs a lot to build them and it costs a lot to run them. You know, it makes the lessons a little bit expensive.
A Swim Australia initiative hopes to bridge that gap with the Swim It Forward campaign encouraging people to donate the cost of a lesson to struggling families. It's not just children that can benefit from lessons. More than a third of parents surveyed say they're not confident in their skills in an emergency.
You're never too old to learn to swim, and you're never too young to learn to swim.
But the sooner little ones get their feet wet, the better.
If they can get a feel for the water at a young age, they'll progress more rapidly through their swim classes.
Helping everyone make a splash. Annie Green, 7 Tasmanian News.
A popular gin festival is returning to Hobart next year with a new location to double the fun. Ginuary preparing to please the palates with a range of new spirits which won't be available anywhere else.
Sipping on spirits that will be on sample early next year.
We get raspberry gins, chili gins, cherry gins, masala gins, you name it, they've made a gin out of it.
Tasmania's Ginuary Festival guaranteed to be a big boozy blast, setting up at Princes Wharf 1 after outgrowing its former location.
You'll be able to go around and try gins from over 35 Tasmanian distilleries. That means there's probably going to be over 100 different Tasmanian gins to try in the one spot.
The festival taking place over January 14 and 15, with a mix of age-old classics and event-exclusive concoctions on offer.
We get to see new releases of gins that we otherwise wouldn't have seen and to create beautiful marriages with tonics that we bring to the event.
We see that then in stores, so people come and then ask for those in our venues.
Tickets are now on sale with more than 2,000 gin enthusiasts predicted to pour in.
We have some of the best gins in the world, undoubtedly, and a lot of these distillers that are coming to Ginuary have the gold medals to prove it.
Tasmania's tonic industry also a big deal, with a Melbourne-based company causing a stir after marketing its product as Tasmanian.
If mimicry is the best form of flattery, we should be really proud that a state like Victoria has chosen, our business has chosen to use our state name, Tasmania, and not their own to promote a tonic water.
Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
And the time and the place for the Hobart Hurricanes Do or Die Women's Big Bash final has been announced. The Hurricanes will face the Brisbane Heat at Adelaide's Karen Rolton Oval from 7:10 on Wednesday night. If they win, the side will then go on to play the Adelaide Strikers at the same venue the next day. And spin bowler Molly Strano has been named in the WBBL's team of the tournament after claiming 18 wickets this season. More than 1,000 BMX riders have been unchained for this year's national titles in Launceston. On the line for the most powerful pedallers is a shot at global glory. In the frantic first moments of a BMX showdown, every pedal, every nudge can make or break the race.
It's like if you make one wrong move, you go into another rider.
And it's that adrenaline rush which has drawn more than 1,000 BMX bandits to St Leonard's for the national titles, including 18-year-old Launceston local Kat Atkinson. Her survival kit contains simple advice.
It's pretty much free for all. Look out for others, but if you're in front, you got the track.
For the best of the best this coming week, a shot at the World Championships awaits.
Well, there's nothing like a race win. All the hard work and determination, everything just goes all into plan, and then, you cross the finish line and it's glory.
Aston Wypitch Coles is among the elites eyeing success this week. If he wins, the Brisbane rider will head to Glasgow to represent the green and gold.
You get picked, but you still got to be there to be able to perform with the best guys in the world.
And having some of the world's best riders coming from Australia is helping the sport boom.
I remember watching the 2016 Olympics. I watched Sam Willoughby fly through the air on the pro straights, and I just said to my parents, that's what I want to do, and I want to be like him.
Tomorrow's idol could be on this track this week. And Tas Racing has bumped up stakes money by nearly $1.5 million. The deal will split the funds between the Thoroughbred, Harness and Greyhound codes. It also lifts the Hobart and Launceston Cup prize pools by $50,000 each to $300,000.
Good evening. Hobart, a chilly 12 degrees today. Launceston and Friendly Beach is our warmest with 17, Burnie 13 and Devonport 15. Most temperatures sat between 2 and 7 below average, but 12 below average over the southwest. St Helens 16 degrees, Low Head and King Island 14, Flinders Island, Smithton and Strawn 13, Grove and Bushy Park 11, Lyoweeney a top of 5. The cold southwesterly airstream brought scattered showers today. Cradle Valley 18 millimetres, the top fall. Now that cold unstable air extends across most of the southeast of the continent. Thunderstorms push towards southeast Queensland from the north, and cloud is also over central Australia, and another front has cloud over the Bight. Tomorrow a trough crosses Tasmania as others deepen over the north and west of the nation. The wind shifting west-southwesterly tomorrow and rising to 30 to 40 knots, swells at 6 metres in southern waters. We have a gale warning, that's for waters from Wineglass Bay back around to St Helens Point, a strong wind warning for waters between St Helens Point and Wineglass Bay and the Central Plateau Lakes. Road weather alert for snow on roads in the West Central Plateau and Upper Derwent Valley, a warning to sheep graziers for most districts including King Island and the Furneaux Group. Minor flood warnings out for the Macquarie, Meander and Mersey. And a bushwalkers alert for hazardous conditions in the Central Plateau and Western districts. So this is what we're in for tomorrow. 16, a shower or two becoming windy in Hobart. Adventure Bay 15, 0 overnight for Tarraleah, showery tomorrow 11 the top. Launceston 19 and partly cloudy. Devonport 17, 19 the high for Bridport, partly cloudy but windy. 15 for Burnie, 15 also for Strawn and Marrawar with showers easing in the west later. Mostly sunny for St Helens, 20 the top, 17 for Swansea, a shower for Whitemark and 17 degrees. UV up to 8 and very high. A windy day on Wednesday, partly cloudy for most of the state, showers in the west, showers easing in the west on Thursday, and on Friday showers over the west and far south, otherwise fine. 33 in Perth tomorrow, a possible shower for Adelaide and Melbourne, a cool cloudy day in Canberra, sunny weather forecast for Sydney and Brisbane. Mostly sunny and 10 in Hobart, 11 right now in Launceston, Devonport currently 10 degrees. And for all those viewers who are wondering where Kim Miller is tonight, well, we haven't had an inquiry yet, but Kim can't be with us because she's lost her voice. I guess that's a win-win for everyone, Tom.
We love Kim. She will hopefully be back tomorrow night, all fit and firing once again. That's all from us, though, who were here this Monday night. I'll be back later with some updates. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great night.